so when we're looking at those energies, they're in congruency, right? And they're vibrating in congruency. But what do we have? We have the vibrational frequency of Neptune, which is bringing your healing. It's bringing the healing to your life through the Venus here on the ground in context to the inner planet as within, as without. So it's bringing healing to your self-love, your self-validation, your partnerships, your relationships, all the way down the line.
February is set to be a massive time period for manifesting your dreams, your deepest dreams, going within, communicating, and dealing with matters of loss and gain. This is going to be an action-packed episode, so stay tuned. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Astrology Weather Report. As usual, I'm joined by the master, Rodney Goodwin, to look into the stars, to see what the energies hold in store for us this month. And we got a lot of good stuff to get into. So what's up, brother Rodney? How you today, man?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. We had 65-degree weather yesterday. Today it's 19. It's great, man.
Right.
It's doing great up here in good old land of Oz.
Bipolar weather.
It's bipolar. Kansas can't figure out what the hell it wants to do. So,
Yeah.
So like it was 65 and now I'm like super cold. I got my hoodie on inside the house, man,
Yep. Yeah, I was worried
okay.
about my fuel gelling up last night because it dropped in the low 20s up in Chicago yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I got you, man. It's crazy. Crazy weather patterns at the moment,
Yep. Speaking of weather, so what's in store for us this month in the astrological weather, man? What are
we
got
some pretty powerful stuff happening. We've got Mercury and Sun in a conjunction. It's called a Kazami, and we have North Node triple conjunction with Neptune and Venus that is going on at the moment. And then we have a really interesting aspect with a sextile with Pluto and Venus. So there's a lot going on in the heavens, man.
As usual.
As usual, a lot of activity taking place in context to how the energies are playing as within, as without.
Mm-hmm.
And, the deafening or the signaling is deafening. Like everything seems to be amplified at the moment. We have Jupiter just went direct, it's going direct tomorrow. And so it's everybody's kind of been feeling this pullback, over the past 5 months or so. Like everything's kind of slowed down. Now Jupiter's going direct again in Gemini. We're going to feel this catapult, where the energies right now are really, really, they're dense and they're heavy. But then Jupiter's going to go direct, and all of a sudden time's going to feel like it's going to speed back up. So going into February, March, April, May, June, things are going to really speed up. We're going to feel like, that we've got the wings of Mercury, man. I mean, literally like, woo, it's going to rock and roll. So, that's kind of what we got going on right now, man. There's quite a bit happening, so.
Absolutely. Yes. And as usual, we're not, victims of the stars. All of this energy is there for you, ready for you to take it, make leverage that, make the most of it, make it work for you.
I always say that, we are creating the reality on a collective level. And so when we look at the heavens, we're looking what's within us as a human race. Mm-hmm. So, it's only signaling that which is within us in context of vibrational correspondence.
It's almost like a kaleidoscope, if you think about that. Like the kaleidoscope is an optical illusion because all those colors and shapes that you're seeing, they're all inside. They're all right there, and they're always there. But depending on where things have been rotated, the way the light's coming through that's what the different aspects can be represented by, because it's all there, but you're getting that one angle, that one sort of snapshot where everything's aligned in this sort of way, and you're getting more of this color, and these shapes in particular. I think
Yeah,
that's a really
yeah,
cool kind of way of looking at that.
and astrology is a study of angles. Also, when we're
Right.
looking at different degrees and angles,
Well, the angels are in the sky, or the
it's the
angels.
angels. It's right.
Yeah.
So it's the angels, the messages that we're getting in context to what's within us as a human race into projection. So when we start to realize, and when you guys finally get it, that all is within, then you're going to start to have an awareness that's created with that aspect to vibrational correspondence, and really start to realize that you create your reality. Now, look, there's multiplicity. There's shit that happens, shit that comes up, and we're all dealing with karmic shit. I get it, but on top of that, you've got to realize that you have the ability to change the weaving of your weird.
Right.
And this is the deal. You've got to learn how to change the weaving of your weird in context to cosmic principle, cosmic law, and alchemy, transmutation, transformation aspects. And that's what actual astrology is. It's the high planetary magic of transmutation and transformation, from as within, as without, as above, so below.
Right. Through consciousness and action.
Making conscious decisions in context to alignment
Right.
and truth. Absolutely. And so that's what astrology represents in context. And it gives you a snapshot of the templating that you carry in context to the gates of transmutation and transformation through the process of the alchemical aspect that you're dealing with on a mental and physical level. So, when we're looking at the physical body, we're looking at the mental body. So, we have to realize that the two are in alignment. When they come into alignment, that is when your heart then becomes open and you start to realize that actually you do have a navigation point in context to seeing. See, because you're beginning to understand what gnosis really is, which is the aspect of knowing thyself, or to know thyself, or to know, experientially know who you are. And the shadow work aspect has to be linked in context to your connection to the higher self of who you truly are, and finding out who that is. Who the hell are you really, and why the hell are you even here? you know and so we go through this process, but you have to learn how to love the journey. See, through the loss, through the pain, through the suffering, through the bliss, through the joy, through the happiness, you've got to learn how to love the journey and understand that you're experiencing this through your tree, which is what? Mercury, which is your tree. It's all of these energies that are running up and down your spine and in your brain as your radar, and through your hands and down to your feet, and you're feeling and seeing and experiencing all of this on a multidimensional level. You've got to love that, man. You've got to learn how to love the journey. And that's a
Absolutely.
lot of what this triple conjunction is all about, in context to what? North Node, the North Star, to where we want to navigate towards now, which has just stepped into Pisces. We've got Neptune sitting there in conjunction, and Venus just moved in and out it's out 1 degree now into Aries at zero degrees, out 1 degree from the conjunction in context, but it's still in conjunction. So when we're looking at that, it's learning how to love the process of what you're going through, to learn how to transmute and transform your mind, your physical body, your mental body, the journey that you're on in your soul progression work.
Yeah, because it's easy to love the journey when everything's easy and everything's
Absolutely.
working for you, but that's not really a journey, right? I mean, what what who would want to watch a movie where there's no drama, there's no challenge, there's no you know conflict and tension, and that for there to be a release and the happy ending and everything. Like, that's what makes the journey. And so just sitting with that discomfort and knowing what that means for you spiritually in terms of transmutation and integration, that's where the best stuff is in the muck.
Yeah, because you can't overcome anything if there's nothing to overcome.
Right. And that feeling of victory is meaningless if you
If you
didn't
haven't actually forged
strive
something
for it.
through the fire of challenge and indifference, you know. And if you don't understand and understand how an obstacle can become your ally, and you learn how to take that energy that feels like loss, it feels like failure, it feels like, these things, but in essence you have to learn how to transmute that obstacle, that illusion that just happened to you in context, saying that, oh, I'm just a failure, I blew this, I screwed this up, I messed this up, I don't know how I'm ever going to recover, and not allow that fucking video to play in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
because then that's going to dictate your future in context of vibrational correspondence, and then you're fucked, because then you haven't grabbed a hold of the truth of the matter of who you truly are, being able to forge something in the midst and the face of adversity. And that's what this lesson is teaching us in context of this triple conjunction. How big can you actually dream it? See? Pisces is the dream. Neptune is the fucking dream. It's the ocean. There's no boundaries to what you can dream. See?
Right. And dreaming big, if you had a big loss, take that, what you lost or what you think you lost, and 10x it and say, I'll recover that tenfold. And
And that becomes your mantra. God damn it. That becomes your mantra.
right.
You set
That's
that
what
in
you
your mind
strive
like
for.
fucking stone.
You take that and you throw that as fuel on the fire, and the flames go whoosh.
Exactly, because that's what we're coming into in context of the outer planets: air and fire. See, Pluto moving into Aquarius, right? We've got Uranus moving into Gemini, right? And we've got Neptune moving into Aries. It's air and fire, baby, on the outer planets in context of the subrealms and the subconscious, unconscious mind. And what do air and fire do, bro?
Boom.
It's an accelerant. Exactly, man. And it creates what? It creates a absolute fire
Inferno.
and you got to be able to control those elements within your mind to create and manifest what it is that you're wanting to dream big with. See? And that's what we're coming into in context. See? But what Neptune needs Saturn. Okay? And the reason why Neptune needs Saturn, because Saturn is the earth magician in context to the 10th gate. It is the manifestation of the material aspect in the 3D world. Okay? So what you can dream with Neptune, you can manifest with Saturn.
I love it. Yeah,
See?
because Saturn is that implementation, right? And cause and effect too.
It is.
Like
It is cosmic law,
a
yes.
dream can be very sort of abstract and like ethereal and not fully grounded. Saturn is how you ground it, and you put it into the framework of cosmic law, because it is possible to dream too big, dream something that just literally is not possible. You have to find that balance of beyond what you think you're capable of, but still within the realm of possibility. It's not like I could just dream someday I'll be able to just take off in flight without any jetpack or wings or aircraft of any kind. Well, that's childish, because you know that's not possible. But say I want to start a business and make $1 million, or I want to bring a community together and have an event with 50,000 people. Those kind of big dreams, they're big, they're scary, and you have to challenge yourself and make sure you're matching that sort of frequency, that you're able to actually call that in. But that is 100% possible. There's zero laws in the universe that says that cannot happen.
Right, and that's why we have Mercury in a trine, in a supreme position and aspect to Jupiter right now, which will be going direct tomorrow. So that's why you need Mercury and you need Jupiter. Mercury's running what? The Virgo gate. You need protocol. You need to be able to cross your I's and or cross your T's and dot your I's and bring things into a picture of logic and reason in context to that dream. See?
Right.
Because Neptune and Pisces want to dissolve, where Saturn wants to what? Create boundaries. And then Mercury, when it's running the Virgo gate in context, wants to create protocol to those boundaries.
Mm.
See? And then,
Connects
and
one world to the other.
exactly, and then you need Jupiter to expand the energy to make it blow up. So that then you have that what? You've got that power manifestation going on
It's
in
that
context
rocket fuel.
to the earth magic that's going on within your mind, which is Capricorn, which runs the earth magic in context to manifestation. So, what can you dream? See? Because when you're looking at the 10th gate, we're looking at it like the materials of a house. It's the foundations, it's the framework, it's the drywall, it's the roof, it's the shingles, right? It's all of the manifestation of the structure of the home. See? Right? And then what you put inside of the home, right? Inside how you decorate it and where you're putting all the rooms and where you're going to run the electricity through and the plumbing and how you're going to connect everything. That's Aquarius. That's how everything's going to be connected together in context to the blueprint. So the blueprint becomes the air magic in context to what you're going to put it together with. So where's everything setting? We're getting ready to have a reset with their soul, your sun in Aquarius, with Mercury. It's called a Kazami. It's going to transit the sun, and what's going to happen? It's going to reset in Aquarius, which is what? Which is the blueprint of your dream, which is literally trined to what? Jupiter in Gemini, which is what Mercury runs that gate. You see what I'm saying? Which is expanded the Mercury energy to that aspect. See? And when
Wow.
we're looking at what? We're looking at the 12-6 axis in context to Pisces and Virgo. It is the hemispheres of the mind, of the brain, in context to what? Left and right, that have to find the balance to all of this so that you can literally begin to charge what you need to charge and become that person in your life to manifest the magic that you need to bring forth. So this is a supreme time now we have to dream what we need to bring forth into manifestation this year. We are in a major transition year right now, okay? So when we're seeing this, what are we seeing? We're seeing that we can dream it if we can see it. And if we can see it, we can dream it. And if we can bring it into reality, then it's going to prosper us in context to the level of intuition and logic that you're carrying in balance. Otherwise, it'll get out of balance and the gate will close on you. See? So you've got to be able to dream it, which is where Venus is setting, and it's got to come from the heart space, okay? Which is Venus is the heart in context, okay? It's the self love, it's that self magic, it's that self discipline, it's the self of activation and validation. And then coming into partnership with people who have the same vision, the same connection, the same frequencies, same vibratorial aspects that you do, and then being able then to dream it and to see it and then bring that into the implementation and context going into 2026. Major conjunction, and this is where things will get ignited in context. We have a conjunction with Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. This hasn't happened for thousands and thousands of years, this conjunction, and we're getting it in our lifetime. The reset on the wheel in context to Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, which is the manifestation of your dream. And so you've got to dream it big this year to where you can see it and be able to implement that dream, those things that are in your mind's eye, bring it forth to actually get it ignited in context to cardinal fire, which is what Aries is, to release the fire. See, to release the air, the wind, and
So
allow
you're
the wind and the fire then to become the accelerant to your dream.
so you're saying that next year will be even stronger towards the manifestation aspect, and
Yes, because we have the conjunction.
this year being more on the dreaming. So in a practical sense, you know, really spend some time not only just daydreaming, imagining, using the imagination, but deeply visualizing every single detail. Write it down on paper. Write it out exactly what you want, down to the smallest, seemingly insignificant details, because the more specific you can be with it, the more powerful that magic is. Do a vision
Right.
board. Like, these kind of things are useful. Doing them alone is not enough. They're not going to just magically make shit happen, but getting really clear on that vision is extremely powerful. And then when it comes time, you have to take the action on it as well. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I just want to take a quick moment to offer you a special gift. It's the free initiation package download. This is a free download package that includes the Toolbox mini course. I created this package to equip you with all of the essential tools you need for any type of energetic or magical practice for anyone serious about their spiritual development. It's comprised of 3 parts: the circle, the breath, and the voice, where you'll learn how to cast the circle of the Magi, various breathwork techniques, including a powerful guided breathwork meditation, rune galler, and more. You'll also get access to the Inner Sanctum, our private Facebook group and Discord server, as well as some Wizard Factory wallpapers for desktop and mobile, all for free. And for those who've already seen this course, I'm happy to announce that this is a brand new remake with better production and even more information. You can find the link to get yours in the description below. So check it out, and let's get back to the content.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because with Uranus moving into Gemini in July, okay, what has happened as a precursor? Jupiter's been in the Gemini gate, expanding the energy of that gate now. And so as Jupiter moves out of Gemini, Uranus moves into the expansion of energy of that gate, right? And so what are we going to see? We're going to see a major aspect to the Gemini energy in context to what? The number one, on an internal level, your nervous system upgrade. Okay, that's number one. It's going to happen. So you need to be developing protocols to your nervous system on a physical level and mental level.
I literally just did that. I did the full nervous system reset in Portland.
Yeah, there you go, man.
It's
That's
epic.
exactly. Got to be doing that this year because the energies are going to be amplified in context to Mercury with Uranus sitting in the Gemini gate.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow.
It's a lot. What is Uranus? It's electricity.
Mhm.
So when we're looking at Uranus, entering the Gemini gate on an internal level, it's your tree getting an upgrade. So we got to look at the ignition of that to your nervous system and realize that there's still things lodged within the nervous system, trauma, past trauma, things coming up in the bloodline in context from thought forms that have lodged within your nervous system that are still held there. You'll at times you can ask and ask for things to be revealed so that you can move that stuff out and heal it. So you got to be doing protocols, on a physical level, whether they're herbs and things like this, breathing exercises, mental exercises, breathing exercises, whatever you can do to help your nervous system heal over the next year. But over this next few months coming up into summer, when it moves in, it's going to be powerful. So, also with that particular energy that will happen, we will start to see gatherings take place in rural, remote areas, like areas that you wouldn't even think a gathering should happen. And all of a sudden, there'll be a clarion call for something, and the next thing you know, there's going to be thousands of people showing up at some place for some reason, and all of a sudden, it's going to be like it could explode. You don't even know. I mean, when we look at the time back in the time of Woodstock, that was just supposed to be a little concert. There wasn't supposed to be 450,000 people show up. They weren't ready for that shit. See,
It's crazy.
so this is the type of thing that could happen with Uranus and Gemini. Those communicational aspects could just be off the charts in context to that, and we could see major gatherings, begin to happen in certain places and in certain areas of, even vortices and vortexes type of thing, where people want to come together and they want to dive into the higher aspect of life in general. See, they're tired of the browbeating. They're tired of government. They're tired of of all of this. They want sovereignty. They want freedom. They want this in their lives, and so these type of things are going to come forth this summer once Uranus moves into the air sign, and things are really going to lighten up because we're dropping a lot of the Earth energy. Pluto's moved out of Capricorn into Aquarius. We're having Uranus moving out of an Earth sign of Taurus into Gemini. So a lot of the heaviness that's been going on just seems like grinding, in the shadow work, and trying to, get yourself into a position where you're actually trying to level up your awareness. It just seems like it's been such a grind. Things are going to catapult, because now we're not dealing with a whole lot of Earth energy. Well, no Earth energy now in the outer planets going into 2026. So things are really going to lighten up in context to that. So that's a lot of what's going on, man. Venus is going to be retrograding March 1st in Aries. That's gonna be a very powerful retrograde, because it's going to go back into Pisces. It's going to conjunct with Neptune again. It's going to conjunct with the North Node again, and it's going to conjunct with Saturn. So we're going to have a retrograde period, and you know what retrogrades are, guys. If you've listened to anything we talked about, it's the interior aspect or the internal aspect of Venus. So what is Venus? It's your self worth. It's all of the self validation, the loving of yourself, the loving of the journey that you're on, and
Your
being able
pleasures and passions.
passion ignited pleasures, passion, being able to understand relationships, and what relationships that you're in at the moment, and what needs to be cultured, what needs to be cultivated with those relationships, which ones you need to keep, which ones you need to maybe back off of. It's going to be an internal evaluation of all that, especially with the conjunction with the North Node and Neptune, and then coming into the karmic aspect with Saturn. So what's going to happen is that Venus is going to retrograde until I think it's mid-April, and then it's going to go back, and it's going to move back through Pisces back into Aries. So we're getting a Venus retrograde. You realize that this is not going to be an easy task for any of us. But again, you have to realize that it's the journey that we have to love during this process. See, because God damn it, guys, we got a lot going on. You got more going for you than what you think.
Mm.
The problem is that you have a tendency to see what you don't have, and instead of and not celebrating what you have done or what you do have. See, and celebrating the fact that, man, I've come a long ways, and learn how to actually celebrate your victories, and then realize that the losses that you have taken, and the hits that you've taken in context to that, are only fuel for the fire to create more fucking victories. See? And that's where your mindset has to be. Anybody can give up. Anybody can say, oh, I failed. I'm going to walk away from it. I'm just going to close her down, dog. Anybody can do that. That's the easy way out. You're a warrior. And if you're a warrior, then you're going to put on your garb, man, and you're going to carry the fucking sword. And the sword's going to cut that shit. It's going to cut the head off of that. You've got to control your thoughts. And in doing so, and learning how to control your thought forms and not letting them control you, then you can understand what comes through your gate and what you do not allow into your mind gate.
Yes.
And
You are the
that's
fucking king of your kingdom.
Vibrational correspondence kicks in, and that's where you change your reality field.
Right. Standing in your power, in your sovereignty, being the king of your domain, guarding your borders, your boundaries.
Absolutely. Because without that, you're just a pawn on the fucking chessboard, dog.
That's everything right there. I mean, that's pretty much everything this whole channel is centered around. That sovereignty aspect. It is the key to everything.
Yeah, your state of mind.
It's the difference between slavery and empowerment.
Yeah. So if you're allowing the mind control to control you, and then you are just a pawn on the chessboard, and you'll always be a pawn on the chessboard, lifetime after lifetime. It doesn't matter until you grab a hold of who you truly are and understand your purpose, who you are, why you're here, and what you want to accomplish and what you want to bring forth in context to legacy and manifestation in your life. What legacy are you leaving behind? You know what I'm talking about. Your past can be like a goddamn shadow, and it tries to come up and play that video in your head. You remember what you did back then, man? It's the same shit over and over, and you have to stop that video. You've got to stop that thing from playing in your mind. And that's why you come into the present moment and you make affirmations in context to your vocal cords. So your cellular structure and your cells can hear the validation of your self-empowerment, the vibration of your vocal cords.
Yeah, just talking to yourself, man.
Exactly.
Gets a bad reputation. Oh, you're crazy.
Talk to yourself, man.
Very powerful.
Yeah, because those cells are listening. See?
Vibration, dude. What created the fucking universe.
Exactly, man. It's sound. See? It's the sound fields that create light. So when you realize that it's the light that's being created within you through the vibrations of your own voice.
Love it.
And that's the difference between someone who is empowering themselves as a magician and someone who is just an NPC on the playing field, man.
Yep.
Just running around chasing their tail like the old dog does. So we got a powerful reset with Mercury and Sun in Aquarius. What are you going to do with it? Your soul is getting empowered up to the Mercurian energy in Aquarius. And so the reset is happening in Aquarius. The higher aspect of your mind, the higher aspect of the mental plane.
What's the time frame on that?
It's right now. It's in conjunction right this minute. We can pull up a slide if you'd like.
Yeah.
Pull one of them up. We got one of them right there.
And when is that going on till?
Well, Mercury moves pretty fast. So as you can see here, you've got the triple conjunction. You don't see the North Node on here, but North Node is represented right here at 29 degrees Pisces. So we've got a triple conjunction with Neptune, North Node, and Venus right here. And so that is in harmony with Pluto right here at 2 degrees Aquarius, and with Uranus. So the outer planets are speaking in context to this conjunction here. Transformation to the higher aspect of your higher self, and then also the ignition of Uranus, which is driving the narrative to the physical aspect of your life. So there's the spiritual or mental and physical going on in context to this conjunction. Now, when we're looking at this, you see Jupiter here in Gemini. It's gone direct, and we have a trine. If you look down here, this is Mercury. Okay, we've got Mercury, and it's trining 1 degree with Jupiter. This is a supreme trine. 1 degree, very, very powerful. This is going to be going on for a little bit. So when we're looking at this, we're looking at what? Mercury getting ready to conjunct Sun right here. It's coming up. We got Mercury at 13 degrees, Sun at 16 degrees. So the next few days, we're going to see a conjunction, what's called a Kazami, with a reset. So Mercury is going to literally reset in Uranus in context to your nervous system. Okay, it's going to run that energy, and when we're looking at the energy of Mercury, it runs this Gemini gate. So there is a release of stagnation that's going to take place because of this conjunction. So what's been stagnant in your life, what has caused you to not operate correctly, not step into something that you've been wanting to step into, being stagnant in certain areas, procrastination, those type of things are going to be released with this particular conjunction with your sun soul spark in context to the Aquarian energy, which is going to tap into the higher aspect of who you are. So Mercury then is going to make the conjunction, and then its next trip around the wheel is going to be running this energy of Uranus in context to it. Okay, which is where Jupiter is setting in the Earth element to Gemini. Okay, so we're looking at Gemini, Libra, and Uranus as the Earth energy, or excuse me, as the air element. Okay, so these three, because everything has to run through that seventh gate in context to balance. So when we're looking at what we're trying to put together, this is creating a blueprint, a literal blueprint to an upgrade on your nervous system. And when this baby right here moves into Gemini, and Mr. Uranus decides to run into Gemini, and boom, all of a sudden, all that energy's been expanded by Jupiter, and we're running the Mercury aspect in context to the reset. Those are three aspects that are going to bring major upgrades to the amount of energy that you can hold within your nervous system in context to manifestation, vibrational correspondence, and your experiencing of this world. How
Brilliant.
much energy, how much power, how much magnification can you handle within your tree?
Mm.
That's why you need to be doing protocols to your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
See, because you want to be able to upgrade your level of manifestation.
Yep.
See,
It's the hardware.
it
Got
is.
to be working functionally. You could be the best, the best driver in the world, race car, world class driver, and get in a piece of junk car that doesn't work right, and you're not going to win
Yeah,
any
you don't got the
races.
tools, man. You ain't got the tools. So if you don't have the tools to work with, you're not going to be able to step into the level of performance that you want to manifest and bring forth. See, so with this conjunction here, how big can you dream it? And we're going to have a Saturn Neptune conjunction going into 2026 right here at Aries at 0 degrees, excuse me. That's going to be the time where it's going to ignite the manifestation in context to what Aries represents, which is cardinal fire. It is the ignition of a project. It is the ignition of something. The question you have to ask yourself is, what am I igniting?
Mm.
See? Or am I just going to remain stagnant and go along, get along? See? No, you got to become the ruler of your own mind, the ruler of your own kingdom, and that's what your sun is. Your sun is your kingdom.
Mhm.
See? And
Exactly.
so when you're understanding that your sun is your kingdom, what do you want in your kingdom, guys? What do you want to bring forth within the kingdom of your sun? So that there's just so much going on, and looking at Mars, it's still retrograde, but it's going to come out of retrograde this month, and it's going to go direct, and it's going to retrace back into Leo, which is going to give us a uh, an ability, if you can tap into it, to really, during this process of stepping into the manifestation of what your dream is, it's going to give you the confidence and the strength and the passion to release it and bring it forth, because it's gonna retrace its steps. This retrograde's been powerful, and he started here in Leo, and it's moved back into Cancer right now. That's why everything's so emotional. Right now, we have it retrograde in Cancer. People are freaking the hell out of all kinds of stuff right now. It's going to go direct, and then we're going to have a position here, running this gate in context to the Leo energy as it brings back through the shadow period, and then reconnects where it started its retrograde. There's going to be a power base there in context to your confidence, your strength, and what is your passion and what you want to bring forth. So during this next few months is going to be a very much crucial time for you to step into what it is that you're wanting to actually bring forth, guys, and solidifying it by 2026, having it ready to roll. you know and if you've already got things that you've already brought into manifestation, this is going to be a time to look at it in context and then be able to say, oh wow, okay, so I could do this and this and this, I can tweak that, I could tweak this, and we can bring it forth, and literally you could rework whatever you need to rework at that point to release. So there's a lot of different ways to look at the energies and what's going on right now.
Excellent. It's the blueprint, man.
Yeah, and the blueprint is a schematic of how you want to put things together. That is Aquarius in
And
context.
that's a form of dreaming too. Like think about it, it's not unlike a vision board. You're drawing the blueprint is not the building, right?
No,
You gotta make the blueprint before you build the building because you gotta have a
yeah,
fucking plan. You gotta see
right.
it
hmm
all there, every floor, every pipe, every doorway, everything is all laid out. All those details, like I was talking about earlier, that's what you got
Right,
to get first.
exactly. You get it all into a blueprint form, and then what happens is that then you manifest the material for that blueprint, and that's Saturn. That is Earth
Mm,
magic.
right.
And then putting it all together in context, right? Bringing it and actually building the plan to a humanitarian project or something that's going to benefit you and others, right? That is Aquarius. That is the
Hydrogen,
that is the humanitarian. See?
right? Like hydrogen.
Exactly. It's benefiting you and it's benefiting others, you know? And that is that blueprint that becomes a manifestation to earth and air magic.
And it's
See?
a gas like air, right?
Exactly. So we are coming into a space right now of a real powerful time, like unlike any we've ever been in, guys. We look, the scourge that's on this planet. I was talking um, with uh, with Logan earlier about this. It's disgusting. The scourge upon this planet, the the level of disrespect
Depravity,
for life in
yeah,
general, the disrespect for
immorality.
morality and cosmic principle, the disrespect and injustice, and I don't give a fuck what it does to anybody else. I'm going to get mine attitude, entitlement bullshit. It's got to be purged off this planet. It has no place here.
It's a cancer. It's either you kill the cancer or you die. I mean, there is no coexistence with it.
These evil fucks that are doing what they're doing need to be strung up and their heads cut off, man. Literally. I mean, I don't care if you are going to operate in that type of frequency and energy to keep the lower based aspects in play in frequency in this planet. You need to get the hell off. You need to be taken the hell out of here. This is not some fucking prison planet that we're going to have all the dreads of society and the cosmic and the big cosmic game have all the prisoners on this planet. They need to get the hell off of here. They don't belong on this in this realm. And we could make this earth, this planet, a magical place where magic, again, in the high form of high planetary magic and truth can work together again.
That's an interesting point, because it's like those things are still present. There's people like you and I that have that ability, that are doing the work, that are creating, that are trying to have a positive impact. But the degree at which it could go so much further if every person was on that level, co-creating that together.
Exactly.
It would exponentially explode.
Yeah, because the human mind is so powerful. This is what people don't understand when we're talking your mind. In context, it's not your brain. That's just the radar. Your mind is who you are.
It's your consciousness.
It's your consciousness. So when we understand that as a collective force, as a human race, we can change into something that if we can imagine it, we can create it. And we could literally take this dense realm that we're in, this 3D realm, this dense realm of physicality, and transform it into a magical, absolute, thriving utopia.
A playground of freedom and harmony.
Absolutely, man.
It's a choice away. That's what
I
always say.
It is. Every man and woman has to make the choice. And that's why we're here. We're here to hold that standing wave of consciousness in context to the higher aspects of life and the tree of life itself. Getting past this good and evil paradigm, man, and realizing that it's the tree of life that we are holding within our tree itself. It's just been manipulated in context to the base aspects of looking at the paradigm or looking at things from only a good and evil point of view, and realizing that, wait a second, those two energies play upon each other. We have to transcend the duality aspect and what's beyond all of this in context to the actual truth and the tree of life itself. And you, my friend, and me and you are that tree of life.
And the people watching.
Yes.
And thank you all for being here as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a lot. It's a lot, I know, but look, the regular 9-to-5 job guy, have a mortgage and 2 cars and 2 kids and the dog in the backyard and the cat in the house is over. That shit's done. That is no longer a map of what we're coming into as a human race. And there's going to have to be choices made on a collective level if we're going to actually transcend this bullshit in context. And it's going to get ugly, and it could get real ugly. But the fact of the matter is that you have to understand how much of an effect that you have when you are in your center, when you're in your heart core intelligence and your emotional intelligence is connected to that truth, to cosmic principle, and you're in connection to the force energy itself and to source energy itself in context, that makes you a very powerful man or woman. And there's nothing that you can't accomplish. So that's basically all I got, man.
I love it, man. So how would you just kind of briefly tie it all up, like with summarize and tell people what they can do to make the most of it?
So, so right now we have this triple conjunction going on, and it's the North Node and Neptune's going to be in conjunction for a while. That's something that's just not going to be like, Venus moves fairly fast through the gate, so it's going to move. It's going to be fluxing back and forth between those two energies. But when we're looking at Neptune and the North Node, we're looking at, understanding and understanding that Piscean energy and that Neptune energy, there's going to be tension there for you to break through. So you've got to be able to dream and look at your own personal life, and then how you're connecting that to other people. Because what is actually Neptune? Neptune's like Venus 2.0. They're octaves of each other on the inner and outer planets. So they are connected on an octave level, like music. Okay? So when you play two notes of the same that are the same note, but they're different vibrations. So Venus would be the lower note on it, like a C, and then Neptune would be the higher note of the C.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
So
yeah, you see. So
just E.
So when we're looking at those energies, they're in congruency, right? And they're vibrating in congruency. But what do we have? We have the vibrational frequency of Neptune, which is bringing your healing. It's bringing the healing to your life through the Venus here on the ground in context to the inner planet, as within, as without. So it's bringing healing to your self-love, your self-validation, your partnerships, your relationships, all the way down the line. And with Venus moving back and forth through that actual gravitation to the North Star or North Node in context to what Pisces represents, which is healing, right? Then it gives you the chance to actually step into seeing the big picture of your life and what it is that you actually want to make your life meaningful, and where you want to actually take your life work, your life's challenge, your life's work. What do you want to do with it? See? I mean, look, we've had forerunners. We have people that, that have come and laid out all kinds of stuff for us to look at. The Mark Passios, the Michael Tassarians, on down the line, right? Jordan Maxwell, right? We've got all this body of work from these men, that they've laid out. Okay, they're like springboards off, to spring off of, right? But when we're looking at your own personal life, what are you going to bring to the table? What are you going to build? What type of foundation are you going to release in context to your own personal work and life?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be on that level. It's not about how big it becomes or how powerful it is or any of that stuff or how far reaching. It comes down to the fact is that, are you actually in love with what you're doing? And is that passion driving the narrative to your soul? And that's where the magic is. The rest of it will take care of itself.
Beautifully said, brother. Yeah. All right, man, tell the people where they can find you and connect with you.
Facebook page, Heartcore Productions. HeartcoreProductions.com is my website. You can look at the readings that I have. I'm Rodney Goodwin on Facebook. You can hit me up on Messenger there. You can email me at heartcoreproductions.com. heartcoreproductions9@gmail.com. So it's heartcoreproductions9@gmail.com. You can email me there. Pretty easy to get a hold of, man. I think my link tree will be in the
show notes down below. Yeah.
Show notes below. So I got a link tree there, so you can hit me up there as well. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Perfect. And of course, everyone, join the community down below in the with the initiation package. Get that free video course as well. Check out thewizardfactory.com, all of our content and relevant links there, and follow us on social media. And if you haven't already, if you did enjoy today's video, please like and subscribe. Click the bell, click all notifications, so you're not relying on these shitty algorithms to show you the more content that you want to see. But that's all we got. So we'll see you in the next one. Much love. Thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well out there. And until next time, be empowered, inspired, and encouraged.